Matt Lemke here with 3 Gamer Goggles. We are at the AAW booth. See? We're really there. At Gen Con 2016, I'm with Jonathan. He is the guru of everything that is AAW. He's the reason why many of you have probably fallen in love with his products, I'm sure. Especially things like Rise of the Drow or Drow, depending on what side of the argument you're on, and Snow White.
I think it might be an East-West Coast thing. Who knows? Drow and Drow.
Well, you know, I actually looked it up. There's whole forums on it.
All right, is there really? The correct pronunciation.
The guy who created them came out and said it's Dro, as in row.
Nice.
Because literally, I came up with the name by adding a D. So, that's what his intention was.
So you heard it here first.
No, actually, it was. I think it was in Watsy's old forums.
Well, you heard it here first in the advanced digital...
Digital media.
Yeah.
Digital.
There you go, digital.
So, Jonathan, you've been doing this now, I don't know, five years-ish. And it seems like every product you put out is pretty stellar. What?
Thanks.
Is this all you do now?
No, I still have a full-time day job. This is a labor of love. As most third-party publishers can attest to.
Yeah, I mean, because you do use a lot of freelancers, I would imagine.
Yes.
So there's like next to no employees, except for you, technically, which you might not even consider yourself an employee yet because of your full-time job.
Yeah. I am an employee. I'd say I'm the only employee of AAW Games LLC, but still, everyone knows that basically each time we produce a product or do a Kickstarter, it's I believe in sharing the prosperity. So if there's money coming in for us to produce a product, that money is paid out to the artists, the cartographers, the authors, the editors, everyone involved in it. So everyone knows they're gonna get paid for the work that they're doing. Which, unfortunately, you know, when you're first starting out, you're having to do a lot of free stuff. You know.
Yeah.
Hey, buddy, you know, you're my artist friend. Will you draw some stuff for me because I can't afford art right now? You know, because where are you gonna pull the money from when you're just getting going? You know, so it's like you're just sticking your feet in your toes in the water. You're just getting started. So we're to the point now where I can now pay the people that I believe in and the people that I respect, you know, what they deserve for the work that they're doing. And that's really what it's all about, is doing a Kickstarter, sharing the prosperity amongst everyone in the group, and then producing a stellar product that's just absolutely gorgeous and blows people away.
And he does. I think one of the first products of his I saw was Rise of the Drow, and I was like, wow. But today, we're going to talk about Snow White, which kickstarted roughly last July?
That's about a little bit over a year ago, I believe.
Yeah, somewhere around there. And I was pretty taken by it then, but I didn't have the money to back it, so I'm sadly not a Kickstarter backer. But it's pretty phenomenal. And how is this different from if people pick this up thinking of a fairy tale, they're going to be in for quite a surprise, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. This is not the Disney version of Snow White, nor is it even fully the Grimm fairy tales. I mean, the original folklore from Germany, we went back and dug into the original folklore, and a little bit of the Grimm fairy tale stuff, and then we basically put our own spin on it to tell our own tale. And we didn't want the players to know that they're playing Snow White, so we produced a player's guide called Finn Starling's Guide to Morsane, and the city that this begins in is Morsane. So you give them that book. There's some different character classes in there. There's some information on the region, some stuff that they might know by growing up in this town, or at least information they would get at the tavern and that sort of thing. Kind of in the style of those old Volo guides. Remember those, the Volo guides that were in the realms?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, go ahead.
So you said, so they don't know they're playing Snow White? Does that mean, like, when you say that, it kind of sounds like everybody is playing a Snow White style of character?
No, it's just that if they know they're playing Snow White, there's some things that carry over from the original folklore, and which also went into the Grimms and the Disney tales, certain elements that they would be able to maybe suspect who the villain is, and we want to keep that secret, obviously, right, as they're playing through. So we encourage GMs not to reveal that you're running your players that you're running them through Snow White until they've actually finished the adventure.
How does that work? I mean, obviously at some point in time they're going to see the book sitting there.
Oh, maybe. I mean, I have a GM screen and I make sure no one looks behind it. If they do, they're in big trouble.
Interesting.
I always sit with, I find the spot where I'm sitting at the back of the table, the area nobody should go behind for any reason. They don't have any business being back there. Dashel can attest to that. No one goes behind the GM screen. Yeah. You get kicked out, man. You can't do that.
Yeah, it's like cheap.
Yeah. And in high school, I had a friend that ripped a little hole. I think it was 9th grade. Ripped this little hole in the GM screen, and you try to peer through it.
Pin.
Yeah.
My GM screen's this high.
Yeah. See, there you go. They're not going to see Snow White back there.
They won't see that
You keep it hidden. You could probably put a cover on it.
Yeah, you can cover it.
You could take a paper bag even and just cut it like old school style. Remember we used to do that with our book covers?
So that, yeah. Paper bag.
Yeah, paper bag.
So that means the replayability is actually quite high.
Yeah. Actually, just Morsane. You got that book handy? Just the city of Morsane in here. It is so massive. You could have an entire campaign take place here.
Oh, that's huge. That's like almost Waterdeep.
Yeah. I mean, you've got so many places to go here. Hundreds of shops, and every single shop is detailed in here. And there's stuff to do at every single shop, so they could actually spend their whole time just going shop to shop and doing different little tasks and little mini adventures throughout there. And that's just the tip of the iceberg. Once you get deeper in here, there's
390 pages.
This one's 250 pages, but they go from the city of Morsane into the castle. The castle is full isometric cartography by Tommy Salama. It's absolutely gorgeous. I mean, basically, let's see here.
Oh wow!
I'll just hold it up.
That is gorgeous.
Yeah. And actually, he was not. Tommy Salama and AAW Games were nominated for Best Cartography for the Ennies. We're actually nominated for Product of the Year, Best Cartography, Best Writing, Stephen Yeardley and Will Myers, and then Best Electronic Book. And also nominated for 2 Indie Groundbreaker Awards, Best Art and Best Setting. So. Yeah.
That's a lot. I think you're going to get one.
I hope so. I hope we at least get one.
I mean, with that many nominations, you got to get one.
I hope so. And I can tell you this: whatever we get it for, if we get it for writing, that's going in the mail off to Stephen in London. And if we get it for for Best Cartography, that's going in a package, and that's going to Tommy. Because that's the other thing. I respect the people that do work for us. I am incredibly grateful for everything that all of my team does. And I don't want to keep any awards. I want them to have those. I want them to, if Tommy gets it for photography, that's his award. And I want him to hang it proudly on his wall.
Very good. How long did that take from start to finish? He thought we were done.
Well, yeah, I thought we were doing like a secret. I thought he was going to teach me like some secret handshake.
No secret handshakes.
No, okay.
Not yet. Maybe I'll work that into my next Kickstarter. That'd be interesting.
Yeah, secret handshake, backer goal, like.
Yeah, the backer handshake of doom.
Yeah, there you go.
It's all done with elbows.
Sounds good.
There we go. So yeah, how long did that take from start to finish?
Well,
because before you kickstarted, I'm sure you were always on.
Yeah, it was man, it was a lot of work. Yeah, we had already started working on it before the Kickstarter, and I would say roughly about 2 years of work into this. I would say it's similar with Rise of the Drow. Rise of the Drow was around 2 years of pretty heavy work, because I mean, when you're working on some of this magnitude, there's so much, like near the end, like even when we were in the editing phase, I found like one little spot where there was some kind of hole in the plot where I realized if you didn't get this lock of Lumi's hair, Lumi Valtataitar means Snow White in Finnish, so if you didn't get this lock of Lumi's hair, then the adventure could stop right there and hit a dead end. And somehow we hadn't been caught in the previous edits, but this is like, you know, on the final editing phase, and I'm like, uh-oh, we have a big problem here. Because there's all these different paths that they could go down, but in this one particular path, I realized there could be a potential dead end. So we had to go back and do some editing and some additional writing, but it's a long process. It does take a long time to put out a book of this magnitude.
So what else you want to add?
Well, people can check out Snow White. If you want to get the PDF version, go to adventureweek.com. As with any third-party publisher, if you want to really directly support the publisher, go to their respective website. So, for example, if you want to pick up one of Kobold's and you just want the PDF, go to koboldpress.com and buy the books there. For us, go to adventureweek.com. You can buy it right on our shop there. Totally secure checkout and everything. If you want to get the print version, you can check it out at drivethroughrpg.com. And I highly recommend picking up not just the Snow White book, but also the player's guide, because you're going to give your players a lot more options, and they'll get to know a little bit about the lay of the land.
Now I say thank you.
Oh, right. And wait, is this the secret handshake now?
Sure, yeah.
Okay,
we'll
here,
do
come
that
to the
weird
elbow thing.
Yeah, elbow more.
Okay.
All right. Thanks, guys. See you later.
Thank you.